Rock history wasn't built by one voice. It was forged by giants. From psychedelic pioneers to metal inventors, from shapeshifters to pure vocal rebels, these are the singers who changed the sound of music forever. Today, we're counting down the 20 greatest rock voices of all time, starting with the trailblazers who kicked the door open for everyone else. Let's get into it. I remember the first time I heard Grace Slick sing with Jefferson Airplane. It was like stepping into a new universe. Her voice didn't just float over the instruments, it demanded attention. There was something commanding about it, soaring, almost otherworldly. You couldn't ignore her presence. Songs like White Rabbit or Somebody to Love weren't just hits, they were experiences. Grace wasn't just singing, she was guiding you through a psychedelic journey, pushing the boundaries of what rock could sound like. Watching her perform, you could see the energy in the room shift. It was raw, it was bold, and it was revolutionary. She opened the door for women in rock to be unapologetically strong, loud, and daring. Then there was David Bowie. Experiencing Bowie live or even hearing his records felt like watching rock reinvention happen in real time. His voice could be smooth and soulful one moment, dramatic and theatrical the next. Bowie didn't just sing. He transformed himself, his style, and the sound of the music around him. He was fearless, constantly evolving, and somehow made every reinvention feel completely natural.
Pushing ahead of the days. She says she
You couldn't predict what he would do next, but you always knew it would be unforgettable. His vocals carried emotion, sophistication, and a kind of playful audacity that made rock feel limitless. And then came Ozzy Osbourne. There's no way to prepare for the first time you hear that eerie, haunting tone. It cuts through everything like a knife. With Black Sabbath, Ozzy didn't just sing. He created an atmosphere of doom, tension, and raw emotion. Listening to Black Sabbath for the first time, I felt chills run down my spine. The darkness in his voice wasn't just for effect. It was real, tangible. He helped invent heavy metal, but his contribution went beyond the riffs. That voice carried the soul of a new, heavier kind of rock, and it was instantly recognizable, impossible to imitate.
Someday, one day, you will understand.
Then there was Paul McCartney. Everyone knows him as a Beatle, but watching him shift from tender ballads to full-on rock grit was jaw-dropping.
To be like, I don't know, we live in hope.
I remember hearing Helter Skelter and realizing, wow, this guy can scream, groove, and still make it sound effortless. His versatility made him feel human and approachable, yet undeniably extraordinary.
Knowing that you wouldn't mind.
Paul didn't just sing the songs, he inhabited them, bending his voice to fit whatever emotion the song demanded. You could hear him laugh, cry, and roar all in a single track. It was like the full spectrum of human experience condensed into melody. And finally, Bon Scott. AC/DC wasn't just a band, it was a lifestyle, and Bon's voice was the engine. That gritty, street-smart growl carried swagger, danger, and charm all at once. Hearing Highway to Hell or Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap live, you felt the crowd respond as if Bon's voice had its own gravity. He didn't just sing the lyrics, he made you live them. There was a raw honesty in his delivery, a sense of rebellion and fun that made hard rock feel alive and immediate. Bon defined what early hard rock sounded like: raw, energetic, and unforgettable. I'll never forget the first time I saw Roger Daltrey take the stage with The Who. Even from the back of the crowd, his presence was impossible to ignore. The moment he opened his mouth, it was like someone had flipped a switch. Explosive energy poured out of him in waves. He didn't just sing the lyrics, he inhabited them. Each note carried power, conviction, and emotion, filling every corner of the arena. Songs like Baba O'Reilly or My Generation weren't just performed, they were thrown at you, demanding to be felt. His voice had this rare combination of grit and precision, raw enough to make you shiver, controlled enough to never lose its musicality. Watching him sing was like witnessing rock at its most fearless. Then there was Jim Morrison. Experiencing him live or even just hearing The Doors for the first time felt like stepping into someone else's dream. Dark, twisted, and hypnotic. His baritone wasn't just low and deep, it was magnetic, almost dangerous.
When you're strange, faces come out of the rain.
When he sang, you could feel the intensity pulling you in, dragging you along with every word. He had this uncanny ability to make every song feel like a story, like a poem brought to life. Riders on the Storm or Light My Fire weren't just music, they were immersive experiences.
Strange, no one remembers your name.
Morrison didn't just perform, he commanded the space between the stage and the listener, making you feel every shadow, every whisper, every edge of the song. That's the kind of voice that makes you believe in rock as poetry and rebellion.
Just all that I have, but if you want out.
And then there was Rod Stewart. Hearing him sing for the first time was like discovering an entirely new texture of rock. Raspy, raw, yet somehow tender and soulful at the same time. Whether with Faces or on his solo work, his voice had a personality all its own. Songs like Maggie May or Stay With Me carried this emotional grit that made you feel the story in every syllable. There was swagger in his rasp, a kind of lived-in authenticity that made every performance feel intimate, even in a huge venue. Rod Stewart wasn't trying to be perfect. He was telling the truth through his voice, and that honesty hit harder than any note could. You felt his energy, his humor, his heartbreak, all in one inhale of sound.
Everybody's got the dues in life to pay.
The first time I heard Ann Wilson belt out a note with heart, it felt like the room itself was alive. Her voice wasn't just loud, it was monumental. Powerful, controlled, and filled with emotion, she could hold a note so long it seemed to stretch time itself. I remember watching her on stage during Barracuda and thinking, no one in rock sounds like this. Every phrase carried grit, soul, and precision, yet it never felt forced. Ann Wilson's voice is proof that rock could be both thunderous and deeply human.
Live and learn from fools and from sages.
She made every lyric feel urgent, every melody an experience you couldn't forget. Then there was Axl Rose. Experiencing his live performance was like standing in front of a tornado of sound, unpredictable, intense, and electrifying. His range is ridiculous. One second he's growling in a gritty low register. The next he's hitting a high-pitched scream that could shatter glass. Hearing Welcome to the Jungle or Sweet Child O' Mine Live was pure chaos in the best way. You couldn't anticipate what he would do next, but you knew it would be raw, emotional, and larger than life. Axl didn't just sing, he commanded the stage with his voice, shaping the energy of the entire room with every note. Then came Chris Cornell. Standing there listening to him hit that first note in Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun, I felt it resonate through my chest.
Times are gone for all the smell and sometimes.
His voice had this insane combination of power, control, and vulnerability. He could go from a whisper to a scream effortlessly, making every lyric feel personal and profound.
To keep heaven sent away.
Chris wasn't just a singer, he was a storyteller, a force of nature who poured his soul into every performance. Even in a stadium packed with thousands, you felt like he was singing directly to you. That kind of emotional connection is rare, and it's what made him one of rock's greatest voices.
Hey, Rocklore community. Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow, you're becoming a member of the Rocklore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger.
And then there's Bono. Experiencing him live with U2 is unforgettable. His voice fills arenas like it owns the place, yet it's always full of heart and emotion. There's power, yes, but there's also sincerity. Every note, every lyric feels like a message sent directly to the audience. Songs like Where the Streets Have No Name or With or Without You aren't just rock anthems. They're experiences, communal and personal at the same time. Bono's ability to marry massive vocal power with genuine emotion is what makes him one of the defining voices of modern rock. The first time I heard Bruce Springsteen live, it felt like he was singing directly to every single person in the audience, even though the arena was packed. His voice carried this raw, working-class power that made every lyric feel honest and real. Songs like Born to Run or Thunder Road weren't just played, they were lived. Bruce doesn't just sing, he roars, pleads, and exhorts all at once, pouring every ounce of heart and grit into every note. Listening to him, you could feel the sweat, the struggle, and the triumph of the everyman. His voice wasn't polished in the conventional sense. It was rugged, soulful, and unforgettable, and it made you believe in the stories he told. Then there was Tina Turner. Experiencing Tina live was pure electricity. She had this voice that could explode and soar at the same time. Her tone was gravelly, fierce, and unstoppable, but underneath it all was raw emotion that made you feel every word. When she hit that first note of Proud Mary, the energy in the room shifted. Tina Turner didn't just perform songs, she commanded them, bending rock and soul into something uniquely her own. Watching her move across the stage, the strength in her voice matched the power of her presence. She was fearless, and her voice proved that rock could be both relentless and deeply emotional. Then comes Steven Tyler. I'll never forget the first time I heard his high-pitched scream cut through an Aerosmith track. It's like lightning, sudden, shocking, and thrilling. But beyond the screams, his voice has this blues rock edge that adds soul and texture to every song. Tracks like Dream On or Walk This Way aren't just played, they're performed with intensity, drama, and unfiltered energy.
Looking at me, I was a high school loser, never made it with a lady, and I've always told myself that I missed.
Tyler's voice has personality. It's chaotic, it's playful, it's raw, and when he hits those high notes, it feels like the entire audience is holding its breath. He's not just singing, he's embodying the music, letting his voice tell the story with fire and abandon. And then there's Mick Jagger. Standing in the crowd, you realize instantly, this man's voice is inseparable from his attitude. There's swagger in every syllable, control in every phrase, and a sly magnetic charisma that makes you hang on his every word. From Satisfaction to Gimme Shelter, Mick's voice conveys both raw rebellion and effortless cool. It's not just about power, it's about nuance, inflection, and timing. He doesn't just perform, he teases, challenges, and entices, making every song feel alive. Watching him, you can't help but feel that rock is as much about presence as it is about notes, and Mick perfected both. The first time I heard Janis Joplin sing, it was like she ripped open her soul and threw it into the room. That rasp in her voice wasn't just style, it was emotion incarnate.
You know you got it if it makes you feel good.
Songs like Piece of My Heart or Cry Baby didn't just tell a story, they made you feel it in your bones. You could hear her pain, her fire, her heartbreak, all at once. And yet, there was joy too, a wild, unrestrained energy that made you want to dance, scream, and cry at the same time. Watching her on stage, you could see the power of rock's human side. Vulnerable, chaotic, fearless. Janis didn't just sing, she changed the rules, showing that raw emotion could be as potent as perfect technique. Then there was Aretha Franklin. Most people know her as the Queen of Soul, but being there as she crossed into rock was unforgettable. Her voice had this unmatched power and precision, commanding attention from the first note. Whether she was delivering a soulful ballad or belting out a rock-infused performance, you felt every word like it was meant just for you. Songs like Think or her rock collaborations weren't just music, they were statements, anthems of confidence and strength. Aretha didn't just perform, she dominated, her voice a force that could electrify any stage, any audience, and any era. And then there's Robert Plant. Hearing him for the first time, it was clear why they called him the Golden God. His voice could soar higher than anything you thought possible, cutting through guitars and drums like a blade of pure energy. Tracks like Stairway to Heaven or Whole Lotta Love weren't just songs, they were journeys. Plant didn't just sing, he wove emotion, power, and theatrics into every note. There was freedom in his high-flying wails, a sense that anything was possible with rock singing. You weren't just listening, you were lifted, carried by the sheer force of his voice.
We are the champions, my friend.
And finally, Freddie Mercury. Being in the presence of his voice, even on a recording, feels like witnessing lightning strike. His range was insane. He could move from delicate, emotional tones to thunderous, arena-shaking power in a single breath. But it wasn't just technical brilliance. It was theatrical, emotional, and alive. Every note told a story. Every pause built suspense. Every scream ignited the crowd. Songs like Bohemian Rhapsody, Somebody to Love, or We Are the Champions weren't just performed. They were lived.
Taking my vow, I couldn't call.
Freddie didn't just sing rock. He embodied it, pushing the boundaries of what a voice could do and leaving a legacy that will never be matched. The journey doesn't end here, Rock Warrior. Watch this next.